Jaya Radha Gopi Jana Madhava Kunja Jaya Radha Madhava Gopi Jana Balava Givaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Balava Sodana Jaya Radha Madhava Gopi Jana Balava Gopi Jana Balava Yasodhana Bhajana Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesa Suryavadi Vastatyadeshikarine Om Madhyanatirandasya Yanangana Salakaya Chakshurumilitam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Hariswapanam Vandeham Shri Guru Sri Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamstra Sirupam Sarvajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sarvadotam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Siddhartha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakamritamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Visadhanusute Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Vipashindubhya evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashani Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 19, the Umshavana Ritualistic Ceremony. Is it text 18? Huh? I was told text 18. Hare Krishna. Okay, well, there is no purport, so we'll go to text 18 also. There's one, yeah, we'll go to 14, and then text 18 is a longer purport. So what's in the verse upstairs? 14? Okay. Yata yuvam trilokasya varadho parametisnao tatama uttamasloka santu satya mahashusha. Translation. No purport by Srila Prabhupada. You are both the supreme rulers and benedictors of the three worlds. Therefore, my Lord Uttamasloka, may my ambition be fulfilled by your grace. Text 15. Iti abistu yavaradam Sinivasang Sriyasaha Tang Nisayuparanam Datvachavanam Archayet. Is that a feedback? Fire? There is a fire somewhere? Some kirtan fire or something? Sri Sukadev Goswami continued, thus one should worship Lord Vishnu, who is known as Srinivasa, along with Mother Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, by offering prayers according to the process mentioned above. After removing all the paraphernalia of worship, one should offer them water to wash their hands and mouths, and then one should worship them again. Next text. Tatastu vitastu trena bhakti pravena cetasa yagno chistam avagraya punar avyarchayetarim. Thereafter, with devotion and humility, one should offer prayers to the Lord and Mother Lakshmi. Then one should smell the remnants of the food offered, and then again worship the Lord and Lakshmiji. Pating chaparaya bhaktya Mahapurusha cetasa Priyaistaistair upanamet Prema Shila Swayam Pati Vipriyat Sarva Karmani Padnya Ucca Vachani Cha. Accepting her husband as the representative of the Supreme Person, a wife should worship him with unalloyed devotion by offering him prasad. The husband, being very pleased with his wife, should engage himself in the affairs of his family. Purport. The family relationship of husband and wife should be established spiritually according to the process mentioned above. Text 18. Kitang ikatarinapi dampatyor uvayor api patnyang kuryat anarhayang patir etat samahita. Somebody else can recite this verse. Bhagavatam Prabhu. Kitang ikatarinapi dampatyor vayorapi patnyang kuryat anarhayam patir etat samahita. One from the Matajis. Kitang ikatarinapi dampatyor vayorapi patnyang kuryat anarhayam patir etat samahita. Word for word meaning, kritam, executed, ikatarena, by one, api, even, dampatyo, of the husband, of the wife and husband, uvayo, of both, api, still, patnyam, when the wife, kuryat, he should execute, anarhayam, is unable, pati, the husband, etat, this, samahita, with attention. Translation. Between the husband and wife, one person is sufficient to execute this devotional service. Because of their good relationship, both of them will enjoy the result. Therefore, if the wife is unable to execute this process, the husband should carefully do so, and the faithful wife will share the result. Purport. The relationship between husband and wife is firmly established when the wife is faithful and the husband sincere. Then even if the wife, being weaker, is unable to execute devotional service with her husband, if she is chaste and sincere, she shares half of her husband's activities. Kitang ikatanrenapi dampatyor vayorapi patnyang kuryat anarhayam patir etat samahita. So this verse explains about the importance of good relationship between the husband and wife. This is the mood that should prevail, especially in the Grihastha ashram. Grihastha ashram means an ashram of responsibility. Before marriage, the man and the wife having different backgrounds, different culture, different upbringings, different lifestyles from before getting married. But after marriage, they have to be in the same wavelength. So to speak, they have to cooperate with each other. Otherwise, there'll be divorce. And that is not good. In Vedic culture, husband and wife supposed to be together for the rest of their life. And birth after birth. Is it like 7 times? That's why they did parikrama of the yajna. This is only in the Vedic culture, of course. And the materialistic way of life, the married couple may only like each other overnight, and the next day they may not like each other. It's a big commitment. So this Grihastha ashram is one of the ashrams in the spiritual life. First is Brahmacharya ashram, then Grihastha ashram, then Vanaprastha ashram, and then Sannyas ashram. In spiritual life, those different ashrams, only Grihasthas, they're allowed to have association with women. The other three ashrams, no connection with women. Brahmacharya means celibate and cultivation of knowledge. Grihastha ashram means ashram whereby one becomes more responsible. And according to Manusmriti, it is the best ashram. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur also says, in Kali Yuga. Why is that? Because in Grihastha ashram, you learn more how to become Krishna conscious. And in the Grihastha ashram means they support the other three ashrams. They're allowed to make money. How else one can provide to sustain the family without earning money? One has to please the wife, and if one has children, they have to be educated. They have to raise the children in such a way, they have many needs. And Grihastha ashram means no children is no successful. Because Grihastha ashram means to have children. Of course, in our movement, we have Grihasthas who doesn't have children, but they are always preaching. They're always in the fire of Sankirtan. They're always eager and ready to spread Krishna consciousness. So Grihastha ashram is very important ashram. Vanaprastha also, they don't have connection with women. What about sannyas? Definitely no connection with women. So Grihastha ashram, both the husband and wife has to be respectful with each other. For the wife, she considers the husband to be representative of Lord Vishnu. And anything she does is to serve the husband so that Lord Vishnu will be pleased. And the wife should be also chaste. This is the woman's greatest weapon, being chaste. In the scriptures, there are many chaste women. We've heard Draupadi, Queen Kunti. How about the wife of Dhritarashtra? What's her name? Gandhari. Gandaki is a river. Gandhari, she even blindfold her eyes, knowingly that her husband is blind. This is how chaste she was. The nature of the women is that they should be chaste. But unfortunately in Kali Yuga, this is a very rare quality that can be seen. So here we can see how both of them, they can share if they execute devotional service. The purpose of both the husband and the wife is to execute devotional service to please the Supreme Lord. So both of them will go back home, back to Godhead. In my travels, I've seen ideal Grihastha ashram, Grihastha couple. Both of them will get up early in the morning. They perform their sadhana. The husband will bathe the deities. Not every 2 weeks. I've seen Grihasthas, they will do the puja every day. The tendency of other Grihasthas is they will only do the puja every Ekadasis. Because most of the times they complain, Maharaj, I don't have time. Well, you have time for work. You have time for anything except for Krishna. It's very difficult, Grihastha ashram in Kali Yuga. They don't have time. They're busy. So busy except in Krishna consciousness. So, ideal Grihastha, they share together in executing bhakti. The husband will bathe the deities, and the wife, she will offer the bhoga. They will perform Mangalarti, they will perform Tulsi Puja, but in a short way. It's not the same standard. It's like we have here in the mandir. Our standard here is very high, 6 times offering of bhoga, 6 times artik during the day. But for Grihasthas, they can have at least one. It should be 2 actually, 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening. So that they'll be able to control their senses, being Krishna as the center of their life. And the children also, sometimes we've seen the children, they will do the artik. Because again, the standard at home is not as high as in the temple. But one should be clean as well. One should not wear the pajamas that one wore from the night before. Or wear jeans while doing artik. As we treat the deities accordingly, then the deities also will reciprocate towards our seva, our service. So here, either the husband or the wife is sufficient to execute devotional service. And as we've heard here, the wife will share the result if the husband is the only one who can do it, who's able to do it. There's some problem here arise. Let's say the husband is a devotee and the wife is not a devotee. We've seen that. It's like the wife is a devotee and the husband is not a devotee. Let's say, especially in the early stage of one having come in contact with devotional service, sometimes the wife will become inclined in bhakti. And so she will become following the process of 4 regulative principles: no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, and no illicit sex. But the husband is a meat eater. So what to do? The husband wants to eat meat. What will the wife do? Prabhupada says she can still husband, because that is the duty of the wife. It's very heavy, even though it's against her will. Hey, how can I do this? I'm trying to follow the process of bhakti, but my husband eats meat, not following the process. Shall I tell him, you go to a non-vegetarian dhaba and eat over there? No. Look at Prabhupada when he came to America First place that he came was in Butler, Pennsylvania. And the family that he was staying, they're not vegetarians. But he did not condemn them. He still do his own thing and he let them do whatever they're doing. So it's a very awkward position if it is like that. If the husband is a devotee and the wife is not a devotee. Hopefully, Lord Krishna will bless and give his mercy to the person or the other one who is not a devotee. And eventually, they will execute bhakti. So whatever the husband performed in terms of spiritual activities, the wife gets credit. That's why she's called the better half. You must have heard of that, the better half. So that doesn't mean that the husband only will chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and the wife will chant what? Only 8 rounds? Because she's getting the 50% of the credit. Is that correct? Yes, you've heard of that? The wife gets 50%? Now, if the wife is not a devotee, but if she is chaste, according to the Shastra as well, she also gives some credit to whatever she does for the husband's advancement. Is very important here. So the husband must be doing his duty. That's why he's called the father, or the head of the family. Ultimately, the husband should be Krishna conscious. If the husband is Krishna conscious, he'll be able to give so much credit to his family members. Because whatever he performs, again, everything is being transferred to the family members. Now, if the husband is strong, the whole family will get credit. But at least one of them, the husband and or the wife, should be strong. Because there's a tendency that if Krishna is not the center, then it is not Grihastha Ashram. It is called Grihamedi. Grihamedi means the only purpose of their life being married is to enjoy sense gratification, to enjoy their senses. If the husband is weak, the wife should be strong. Because you'll be able to encourage the husband to follow the process. If both of them are weak, where will they go? They'll go to hell. Hell means this material world. Going back again and again. The cycle of repeated birth and death. So at least one should be strong, or stronger than the other. If the husband is strong, then the whole family gets a benefit. If the husband is weak, the wife should be strong spiritually. She should be able to control the urge of the husband to enjoy materialistic life. It's very important. If both of them are weak, then what will happen? Oh, I enjoy you, and if I don't be able to enjoy you or not be able to fulfill my desire, there'll be separation. There'll be separation. So even if the wife, being weaker, is unable to execute devotional service with her husband, if she is chaste and sincere, she shares half of her husband's activities. It's very important to understand Grihastha Ashram. In Kali Yuga, again, not many are able to maintain brahmacharya, Especially nowadays, we are being bombarded by so many advertisements. Everywhere you go, advertisements. And who are the personalities who's trying to attract you? It's always women. Women are not bad, but it is our mentality to enjoy the woman. This is their nature. They're very attractive. But if we're not spiritually strong, then we'll get captured by Maya. This is her duty, to attract the conditioned souls towards the opposite sex. So, what to do? Because especially if you have smartphones and you use social media, you'll get entangled. Am I correct? It's very, you can lose like this www, World Wide Web. The web is like the spider's web. You know, the spider, they cannot be entangled. They're the one who produced this web. What do you call it? Web? Yeah, spider web. But if you are not a spider and you enter in there, like say a wasp or a machar, silk, you'll get captured. You'll not be able to get out. And the more you go deeper, the more it is like what do you call this? Sand, quicksand. You'll not be able to get out. So we must be very careful, especially using our smartphone. If you have a smartphone, better have a Gita base and read Prabhupada's books on it. Otherwise, it's very entangling. So, how one cannot be attracted to Maya is we have to surcharge ourselves the whole day with Krishna consciousness. There should not be any gap. The more we are engaged in Krishna consciousness, and I've seen some devotees, ideal devotees, they're fully engaged. So there is no gap for Maya to get in. It is like you have honey and you pour honey, it's continuous. Have you seen honey being poured and then there'll be some gap? No, it's continuous. So similarly, if we are engaged, and I've seen some devotees, if you have some time, Prabhupada says, if you have any time or free time, we should not have any free time, do we? Huh? Do we have holidays? Rishi Kumar Prabhu, do we have holidays? Actually, Saturday and Sunday is the most busiest time for us. For the materialists, Saturday and Sunday, they think, now I can have a free time. Of course, we go to Holy Dham, but still we're busy. We don't have any time to spare for sense enjoyment. So in this way, we'll become more and more Krishna conscious. And again, Grihastha life means Krishna is the center of their life. If Krishna is not the center of their life, there'll be trouble. Double trouble. Actually, it's a wrong conception that if I get married, I will enjoy. So why not get 2 wives? Then you'll have double enjoyment. Or 3 wives, then you can have 3 times the enjoyment. No. It is entangling if Krishna is not the center. Having family means having extra luggage. Extra luggage. It's like whenever I travel, I try to minimize as much as possible what I will take. But still, I, I cannot avoid something that I think, oh, I think I need this, I need this. But ended up that why am I carrying this and it has no purpose? I'm not using it, so I ended up asking a devotee from America, Prabhuji, can you bring this back for me to India? So Grihastha life, it'll be very difficult. Was that 100% if you're brahmachari? You go back home, back to Godhead. But you have to execute proper brahmacharya. A Grihastha life, I don't know how much percent. Does anybody know? 50%? Huh? Chance to go back home, back to Godhead? Prabhupada mentioned something, some percentage. You have to be really Krishna conscious. But in any ashram, whether you're brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, or sannyas, one has to execute Krishna consciousness without ulterior motive, without any self-interest. Then in this way, everything will be smooth, gradual, and one will go back home, back to Godhead in this lifetime. I'll finish now. Is there any points or comments so far? Any question? Yes, Rishi, bring this one. I'm going to bring you something. The husband can think, wife is helping me in serving the Lord nicely, and she belongs to the Lord, and I'm taking care of such a Vaishnavi. And the wife can think, my husband is a representative of the Lord. I have to render service unto him, through who the Lord accepts. I have to be very cautious in not hurting his sentiments for service. Because sometimes Grihastha ashram is not complete when there is no disagreement. It's not a Grihastha ashram. Grihastha ashram is sometimes there disagreement. Any Grihasthas can affirm this, confirm this? Sumukha Prabhu, yes. If you don't have any disagreement in Grihastha ashram, it is not the Grihastha ashram. But that disagreement is not so big that you will have separation or hurting each other's feelings. Okay, yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much for explaining a very complex subject in a very simple manner. Thank you very much. I have a question that Krishna says, Chaturvarnya Maya Srishta. At the same time, Bhagavatam also says, Swanishtitasya Dharmasya Samshita Dharmasya.
Yes.
So why is it that Grihastha is so difficult to execute Krishna consciousness? Is it because there is some license or some kind of discounted sense in German alone? Because of that, progress is made that much more difficult because of that excess baggage? I'm just curious.
All of the above, plus, because you see, there are two mentalities here that has to be on the same level. But if the husband actually is Krishna conscious and the wife is chaste, she follows the husband. Sometimes the wife is very domineering. What's domineering means? It's like, dominating. It's like, I am the boss, you are not the boss. I hold the money, so I have the power. Usually the wife is the treasurer of the family. Am I correct? Who's the grihasthas here? So, yes, they have to understand each other's feelings here as well. And as we mentioned earlier, if their purpose is just to enjoy, then it will not be successful. It's very, very difficult. How we have many examples in our movement of ideal grihastas. We have many. But again, we have many cases of divorces in Krishna consciousness in ISKCON. Sometimes, if you compare our statistics, maybe higher than the materialist. How is that? It's very difficult to understand this situation. Prabhupada will have a couple to be married. The male devotee doesn't know the wife to be, and the wife to be doesn't know the husband to be. But they were together for many years. They're still together. If somehow they're not able to agree with each other, that's where the spiritual master comes in. And they have to follow the spiritual master. Even with great difficulty. Because the spiritual master, if we follow his order, then everything will be smooth, everything will be nice and harmonious. His austerity is very difficult if you're not getting along together. But again, if we are Krishna conscious, ultimately everything will be fine. We have to be patient here. And it's not so easy. Of course, brahmacharis, we don't have experience of that. But there you go, it's confirmed. But grihastas, you just talk to a grihasta and find out whether they're doing well or there's some difficulties. If they're truthful, they will let you know what it is. It's not so easy. If Krishna is the center, then there's no problem. If one of the partner would like to enjoy the senses and the other one is like, no way. So one again should be stronger than the other. Otherwise, both of them, if they're both weak spiritually, then it will not happen. It will not work out. It will not be. Yes, Radha Charan Prabhu. Boleh. Here, there's a microphone here. Mohan Rupa Prabhu, yes.
Thank you, Maharaj. Maharaj, one question what Prabhupada said, this on that question. Prabhupada once said that all the brahmacharis first should remain brahmacharis and all the matanis should get married.
Yes.
How should we understand it?
How should one understand this? Well, it is better to be brahmachari. The ladies, the women, in all their life, they have to be protected. When they're young, by their parents, when they get older, by the husband, and when they get very old, by their children. Women being alone is not Vedic culture. They have to be protected all the time in their lifetime. It's like if you walk like Vedic culture, you will never find a single woman walking alone at night. It's not possible. Nowadays, even midnight, they walk alone. So, yes, brahmacharis should remain brahmacharis all life, and the ladies or the women should get married. But not everyone remains brahmacharis. Not everyone. You have to have a great determination to be brahmacharya. in brahmachari ashram. If you think that you'll not be able to maintain your brahmachari life and you are disturbed, you don't have peace of mind, you're agitated, being attracted to enjoy the opposite sex, you better get married. But then, after getting married, don't think that you can just that that will not work. Good grihastha, you have to be a good brahmachari. If not a good brahmachari, then grihastha life will be wreck and havoc. Because the purpose of grihastha ashram again is not to enjoy, is to serve both of you, husband and wife, to serve the Lord. That is the purpose. Is that okay? It's very complicated. Only I've seen a lot of brahmacharis in India. I've traveled all over the world. Brahmacharis are like extinct species. You will never find. You're lucky to find one saffron or two saffron devotee. Yeah, Samahatma Sadurlava. I'm sorry. You go to America, Hare Krishna. You will rarely you will find. Here you get 150, 200. Mayapur, they have over 500 brahmacharis. Yeah. So when they took the decision to be grihastha, it is not a fall down, brahmachari. I always say, hey Prabhu, you're making an advancement. Well, you're being honest, you're being truthful. Just like in the story of Gajendra, he's a big elephant, but he was bitten by a crocodile. He could have easily destroyed the crocodile if this is in the land. But because he is in the wrong place in the water, then he became weak. So similarly, in our spiritual life, it's better to be in the right ashram where you can perform and render service unto Lord Krishna happily, peacefully. It doesn't matter whether it's brahmachari or grihastha, vanaprastha or sannyas. Yes? You should be properly situated. Then you'll be happy. Not that you're struggling and no peace of mind and disturbed. Then how can you execute devotional service happily? Yes, Radha Charan Prabhu.
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you very much for nice guidance for the yes, Aslam. I just particularly take one point from your lecture. As you mentioned, there's wife is a devotee.
Wife is a devotee.
And husband is not devotee. And husband like to
It
eat
means,
some meat.
yes.
So every Prabhupada sometimes say who's selling the animals, who's chopping the animals, who's cooking the animals, who's eating animals, both are getting 100% is a sin. So as a chaste woman, if she's cooking for this husband, what she get result?
See again, the Shastra says, the woman, the wife has to be chaste. She only follow the husband. She will pray to Lord Krishna, Vishnu. I am doing these things just so that I'll be able to please the husband. But please have him your mercy. And somehow, maybe someday he'll become a devotee. Because that is the duty of the wife. This is the Vedic culture. You may not like it, but you have to do it. This is what the Shastra says. This is what Prabhupada says. If you say, oh no, you do your own thing, then if you have children, then there'll be divorce. Who's gonna suffer? The children? Yeah? Don't worry, you're doing your duty. Krishna will take care of everything. You still want to become a devotee, Krishna will give you strength to continue on, but don't be discouraged. Otherwise, it'll be a failure, and there'll be more sufferings and miseries. It is not that more important is what is right, but what is more important is following the Shastra. Following the Shastra. The Guru. Mhm. Right there. Right.
Prabhupada is Guru. Prabhupada said if someone is cooked, then he also get half.
But you are following the process. This is what the Shastra says. You will not go to hell by doing your duty as the wife or as the husband if the other person is not a devotee. You will not. You will not. You will not go to hell because you're doing your duty. But ultimately, we pray that either the husband or the wife, if the other one is not a devotee, they'll become a devotee. And I've seen they change. I've seen they change. They become a devotee also. They become favorable. So it is because of your being a role model, you inspire the other person to become a devotee. Yeah? So which is better? To not to do your duty and, okay, you can do whatever you like, then again, a disruption, disturbance, there'll be more miseries and sufferings than hope. Pray to Radha Parthasarthi, pray to Krishna Balaram, that everything will be accordingly the way it should be. We should not lose hope. That is the main message there. Yeah? Okay, we stop here now. Okay, one last question. Mataji, please give the microphone.
So, I have this question like if there's the husband is non-devotee and the thing there is many women who say that protection.
What is that again?
Many women say that it is not possible to be protected by the men, as we can see even after being with the parents inside the house, when mishap happens to the parents. So in such cases, what is the real protection? Like,
Real protection is not for you to take birth again. That's the real protection of Lord Krishna. When he says, do not worry, I will protect you. That protection means not to take birth again in this material world. Ultimately. Not protection means, someone, that is protection. The real protection means you will not take birth again. So the husband will protect you from not taking birth again, or the children. That is the real protection.
can I ask another question?
Oh, do you accept that?
Yes.
Okay.
The second question is if the woman is chaste but the husband is non-devotee and he wants to enjoy her, in that case, how can she become strong in Krishna consciousness?
No, then you have to stand in your position. That is a big problem, isn't it? Yeah, the husband wants to enjoy. He is a non-devotee. And the wife, she's very, very chaste and doesn't want to enjoy. she's a devotee. So again, they may be following, like, it's just, I would say, just like the wife should follow once a month. Once a month, right? And she should chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra also. Hopefully that the offspring will be a devotee. It's very difficult. So you better, if you're going to get married, you better marry a person who is a devotee. Don't think that, oh, I will make this person a devotee. Haribo. Don't think that, oh yes, yes, yes. I like her, I like him. I'm gonna make him a devotee. You'll have a big problem. It's not 100% that your wish to make that other partner to be a devotee will come true. It's not possible all the time. Okay? Better if you're gonna get married, don't marry a Muslim. Or if you want to marry a Muslim, you have to be a Muslim. They have that rule, isn't it? Huh? Only in the Muslim religion, but not in Krishna consciousness. But if you're wise enough, you better marry a devotee. Already a devotee, not thinking that I will make this husband to be or wife to be a devotee. You'll have a big problem. Okay? All right.
About the first question,
Yeah.
that real protection is not involved in this.
Yeah.
But what about the temporary protection that a person needs?
Yeah, it has to be protected also. Protection means I provide you everything, whatever is necessary. Should be like that. Okay? Srila Prabhupada ki? Being brahmachari all the time ki? And having a grihastha ashram ideal ki? There you go. Hare Krishna.